Today, perhaps today, some black hostages and some female hostages will be released from the American Embassy compound. Is that true?
The freedom of the women and blacks will be given. Women are given great dignity in Islam, and the blacks have been oppressed in the United States. Great injustice was done unto them. They were under pressure in the United States. Thus they came here. We are doing this owing to the tenets of Islam.
So how relevant is November 1979 to today? You just heard that the Ayatollah said, no, we're going to release the Black Americans. They basically don't have shit to do with this. And he was identifying with the Black Americans being oppressed in America as the same as they're being oppressed by the American government at that time. Now, the other people, they had to stay until 1981, right? So they had more or less 2 years of being a hostage in Iran. When I listen to that and then I move forward to today, I start to ask myself, who is the real enemy, right? Who is in charge of saying they're the enemy and they're not? Especially looking at the war as a Black American. It's difficult. I have national pride, but I also don't want to go around fighting another country's war for anybody, right? I don't want my people to perish or be deleted for another country. We all know which country that is. So what do y'all think? Like, which side of the fence are you on?
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, Africans. I know some of you might be asking a very, very simple question. Why are black people in support of Iran? Yes, black people are in support of Iran. I have done a video about this before. This is a continuation. You see, black people have always been oppressed. We must understand that. America has never taken black people as equal citizens to those other races, especially the white race. Police brutality, redlining, inequality in the health sector, inequality in the education sector, name it all. But one thing is that the world has always been watching, including Iran. Iran has always been watching these atrocities happening. You see, when bad things are happening to you, don't think there are no people watching. There are people watching, and some people might just be so shrewd, they may want to take advantage of your bad position or your suffering, right? But for Iran, that's not the case. And they showed a huge sign of support towards black people. You know, there was a time when Iran had uh, held hostage Americans, and among the hostages were black people. You know what Iran did? They released black people from the hostage list and told them to leave and go away. They even gave them food and water. You see, this is because also the law of Islam, even though I don't believe in Islam, the law of Islam says that treat one another as equals, right? And that's what Iranians did by releasing the black people. Somehow, you know. So let's listen to more reasons why black people support Iran and Iran supports black people. I shall be back with a deeper critical analysis.
Okay, one of the most insane historical facts has got to be when Iran took a bunch of American hostages in 1979, but then decided to free all the black hostages and the women. Why did Iran do this, you ask? Well, first we got to go back a little bit to why Iran took hostages in the first place. And when you understand this, you also understand why Iran and the USA don't really like each other to this day. You see, Iran had a problem. You see, back before the 1950s, Iran's oil industry was basically completely taken over by the United States and Britain. Iran was barely getting a share of their oil. Iran said, knock, 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 hello, United States, Britain, can we have our oil back? United States and Britain said, who said we got your oil? Iran said, boy, we're not stupid out here. We see y'all scamming us. United States and Britain said, You got us. We not finna lie, but we not giving your oil back though, for real. So Iran voted in a new prime minister that took back Iran's oil. The United States said, ooh, we can't have that. Call in the CIA. The CIA pulls up, that boy gone. The United States brings in a new guy, the Shah, and he's very friendly towards the United States. Iran said, who the yo, the Shah said, look, y'all didn't even give me a chance for real. Yeah, fast forward 20 years later, he gave away all of Iran's oil and had very oppressive policies towards the people. The people of Iran said, time's up. The Shah said, time's up. Boy, you know what I got behind me? Root, root, root. Big dog United States. The Iranian people said, all right, let's see if they get to you in time. The Iranian people rose up and started hunting them down. The Shah said, oh, them folk tripping. He calls the United States. He said, yo, them folk trying to get me. The United States said, chill, we're going to get an airplane. We're going to come pick you up. We can't let our assets, our friends, suffer. The Shah gets on a plane and he dips. He said, I'll see y'all folk in the States. The people of Iran looked at the United States and said, bring back the Shah. The United States said, no, the Shah is sick. We can't give him to you right now. Iran said, we got hospitals here and jails. Bring him over. The United States said, no. And we still gonna take your oil because we're gonna bring in a new guy to still take your oil. This was the last straw for Iran. Iranian college students stormed the United States embassy and take everybody hostage. They said, bring back the Shah. The United States said, release the hostages. What are your demands? Iran said, well, they're pretty reasonable. 1, we want the Shah back. 2, we want you to leave us and our oil alone. The United States said, no. If there's something you gotta know about the United States of America, is it's very hard to negotiate with. The United States wants it all at all times. They said, hostage, y'all gonna have to hold it down. The hostage said, the United States said, counteroffer, we keep the Shah, we keep the oil, and you give us the hostages. Iran's new supreme leader, Khomeini, said, look at my face. Do I look like I'm finna play with y'all? Give us back the... Hold on. Are those black people? Now here's where things start to get wicked. Khomeini looked at the black hostages and said, don't the United States be like oppressing y'all and messing with y'all too? Black people said, well. Khomeini said, oh no, y'all are free to go. Plus the women, y'all are free to go. The white hostages said, Jamal, ain't you gonna put in a good word for me? He said, my name's Eric. He said, Andre, we're not here to argue about semantics. This is a serious situation. Go talk to them folk. Put in a good word for me. Black people said, all right, give us your number. I'm going to call you on my iPhone. We're going to put in a good word. White people said, iPhones haven't been invented yet. Black people said, exactly. Call me when they get invented. Oh, them folk dipped. Except a black man named Carl. Now, I don't know if this is him, but this picture goes with what I'm saying. You see, Carl was a Marine, but he was also a radio operator in the Marines. So he was privy to very sensitive information. Carl said, okay, we packing our bags, we going. They said, Carl, you can't come. Carl said, y'all seen my skin color, right? They said, yeah, Carl, but you privy to info. You're going to have to hold it down. Carl said, ain't this about it? But Carl was released 2 years later with the rest of the hostages because President Jimmy Carter, after a lot of back and forth, there's a lot more to the story than this, finally made a deal with Iran basically saying, okay, we're going to leave you alone. Just release the hostages. Iran didn't get the Shah because the Shah actually passed away. And side note, since Jimmy Carter took so long to get the hostages released, Reagan used that against him to get elected over Jimmy Carter, and Reagan then ruined the world. But that's a story for another day. Side note, to Jimmy Carter's credit, even though he lost the election, he still worked on getting the hostages until his last day in office. In fact, he got the hostages released on his last day in office. And well, even after the hostages were released, Iran and the United States relationship had never been the same since. And in fact, before the hostage crisis and after the hostage crisis, there were many more little incidents that happened between the US and Iran. What's happening today is just another piece in a story that's been ongoing for about 100 years. They just haven't taught you it in your history books. A story that I hope ends peacefully, and it's about people worried about Iran possibly striking American citizens on U.S. soil. It won't happen. It's absolutely not the case. I want to tell you a little bit about people's motivations, okay? And then we'll get, we'll go from there, okay?
Ooh, that sounds like some tea.
Yeah, so Iran's motivation right now is to show the entire world, including American citizens, hey, we're being oppressed by the United States, and the United States is coming in and they're bothering us. They're bugging us. We don't want them here, but they just keep lurking around, okay? They absolutely don't want American troops on their soil. Now, the only way that would happen is if they struck the United States directly, American citizens. That's the only way people would be up in arms maybe, we'll get to that in a second, to have the current administration send U.S. troops. If Donald Trump were to say right now, okay, I'm sending troops into Iran, Donald Trump would get the most insane backlash of his life. And he currently absolutely understands that. Think about what happened in the early 2000s with the Middle East. A lot of people don't know this, because after 9/11, the story seemed to start getting written from there, right? 9/11 happened, we went into the Middle East and a bunch of stuff happened. Well, there was a big part of the story before 9/11 happened, very similar to what's happening today. People were saying, administration, Bush and them, don't even think about going over to the Middle East. Bush is like, we want to see if they have weapons of mass destruction. The entire world, including American citizens, were like, they said they don't. Y'all sent committees to check if they do. They don't. Everybody was on the same page. Don't you dare send troops over there, or we're going to think there's something else going on. Then 9/11 happens. All of a sudden, everybody's like, go ahead, Bush, do what you got to do. Send troops over there, do your thing. The entire world just followed along. Troops got sent over to the Middle East. So, historians are lean towards that's very convenient. It was a very convenient timing. People didn't want you to do this. 9/11 happens, then people want you to do it, you get your way. So tying that back to what's happening today, currently people don't want troops in Iran, right? People are saying, don't do it, don't send troops over. Iran is saying, don't send troops over. Please, world, look at us, like they're bullying us, like, yo, keep them away. All of a sudden, there is a vague message by the FBI, who's very linked to Donald Trump, that says, oh, by the way, there might be an attack in California. I think from the statement, and this is my personal guess, it seems like they just want people to be against Iran in general. I don't think you would prep for a known attack on your own people if you're literally saying yourself in the statement, this is incredible. We barely know what we're talking about. Like, even with 9/11, a lot of people are very, very, very shaky about it. So if Donald Trump's administration were to do something like that and on that scale, I think people would see right through it. And it seems from that statement, they understand that people would see right through it. So they're just kind of throwing out a broad blanket statement to say, hey, by the way, Iran is your enemy. Oh my God, they might attack you. Ooh, you guys better be careful. I'm just saying, there's no credible source, but just saying. I think that psychologically in your mind, if you're worried about somebody attacking you, you're thinking somebody might attack me. Like you start getting more angry at the person that might attack you, the person that's making you this scared. Donald Trump's administration and the FBI trying to sow confusion, in a sense, towards the American people and Iran. Like, just remember, it's you.
Listen, this message is to the Iranian people. Us black people ain't got no problem with you. We ain't got no smoke with you. We ain't got no beef with you. This is not us. We got nothing but love. We are not fighting anybody that has not done anything to us. Our problems is here, domestically. Our problems are with racist MAGA, majority racist white people trying to take history out of the schools, take books out of the schools, try to do revisionary history, try to take opportunities away, programs, even at the expense of themselves. They thought DEI represented black people and us getting jobs in an unfair way. They found out that the majority of people that was benefiting from that was white women, and they still keep thinking that it's DEI, or DEI represents black people. They didn't hurt us, but they thought it was, and they thought that they could hurt us. You see how that works? They will cut their own arm off if they think that arm was a benefit to us in some type of way. Oh, this arm picked up an apple for this black man or woman or Hispanic to eat? Chop. Well, guess what? Yeah, you might not be picking us an apple or some vegetables or fruit or whatever, but you just lost your fucking arm, you doof. So it's like, This is what we have to deal with. We ain't got no problem with y'all. If they, luckily I'm too old to be drafted, and hopefully they don't do that shit. But if they did up the age to draft, I'm going to jail. I'm Muhammad Ali. I ain't got no problem with nobody overseas. None of y'all called me the N-word. I get that domestically. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in to say, look, when y'all start retaliating or doing whatever y'all gonna do and fighting back, hey man, when you see us, understand it's all love. We ain't got no problem with y'all. Y'all can take that out right where it needs to be, but don't give us a warning. Let us know when we need to get out the way.
So if you've been around, I told you how Iran was with it. They released all the black hostages. They released all the black hostages and said, we don't want to harm no black people. America does not treat the black people well, and all the black people are welcome in Iran. So there's something going on with that. Iran, they must know something. You know what I'm saying? They must have some idea, because think about it like this. Why is there so much hate towards the black man, towards the black woman? Why? But then we got Iran over here saying we wouldn't harm the black man, the black woman. We love them. What's going on here, y'all? What's going on here, y'all? Somebody give me an answer in the comments here. What's going on here? Do they know who we are? And know who we really are? Come talk to me about it.
Well, what does this mean? We've been asking, is this legit?
I want to talk to all the black Americans who are jumping out of the window in support of Iran right now. I want y'all to really think about this. Yes, the Ayatollah Khomeini did release black hostages in 1979, I believe it was. I did a video on it. It's going viral right now. It's like at 140,000. I'll need y'all to understand that that was then and this is now. And at the end of the day, you're American, and the fate of you and your family depends on Americans being victorious. Okay? So, yes, he threw us a bone and let the hostages go back in 1979. But this is 2026 and we're American. If America loses, where are you going to go? You can't go to Iran. They don't want you over there. Trust and believe me. So I'm not saying pick a side. I'm not saying be on American side, because I personally don't agree with the reasoning behind us being over there or even helping. What I'm saying is think twice about it, and don't be an idiot and hate your own country, because this is our country, America. Don't think twice about it. Don't be one of these little silly fools running around here. You're on Iran's side, because trust me, if your ass was in Iran, you would not be treated the way you're treated here. You wouldn't have the rights that you have here. Trust and believe me, okay? So yeah, good looking out, Ayatollah Khomeini, for letting them niggas go back in 1979, but it's 2026 now. I wish you guys the best. I don't want no bombs dropped on you guys, but I'm American. And my freedom, my children's freedom, and their future depends on America winning any fucking battle we enter into. You guys got to stop being so emotional and use logic. Let's say we lost. Let's say Iran, Russia, and China did bomb the shit out of us. That means you're gone too. You kids and you fools don't think about that type of stuff. It's like every video you make, you're here comfortable talking to an iPhone, electricity, plumbing, and you want us to be bombed to smithereens by another fucking country. Black people, wake up. Please wake up.
I have been seeing some black people in America putting it out there that we, the black delegation, have nothing to do with what our American government and American military is doing to support Israel as they attack Iran. I fully agree. We, the black delegation, have absolutely nothing to do with what these white people got going on in DC and otherwise. We do not agree with it. We don't stand with it. My literal first name, my government name, is the capital of Iran. I'm not joking at all. We don't agree with some of the militaristic styles of governing that the white leadership, Republicans and Democrats, have taken on in this country. We have never.
This is a message from the blacks to the Iranian military. We don't have nothing to do with the United States. So please, if there's any way you can leave us out of it, we have a number, we have an email address. Black Twitter is up and running. If you can just tweet us what's going to happen before it happens so that we can move accordingly. We just want to put it out there. The United States does not represent us. Anything they say is being told against our will. We promise you we do not agree with anything they are saying. We as a black community, we have been, oppressed for a very long time. We are all very tired, but we're also a really, really good time. So we just feel like if we can just all get on the same side, if we can just have a little chat before anything happens, not saying anything will happen, but in the event that it does, can the blacks get a heads up first? I mean, I just ran the other day, so we really have a lot in common already. We keep inviting people to the cookout, but it's not a real cookout, but for you, we can put a little something on the grill. If there's something that you like, if you like chicken, if you don't eat the red meat, that's fine. We can really throw down with chicken and shrimp. It's really whatever you want, just let us know ahead of time. So yes, if there's any information that you have, please tweet at Black Twitter, hashtag Black Twitter, so we can spread the word in our community. We won't tell nobody else. We promise you. We don't believe in snitching here. You tell us, it's lips sealed, zipped, put away, key thrown away.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Message to Iran. Yes, my brothers. This is Black America. Yes, we have nothing to do with what Donald Trump is doing. I just want to say to you, my brothers, remember that joke we was talking about with dude put the comb up and, he had the mustache and we all start laughing and stuff? You remember that? Y'all remember that? Bro, we cool, bro. Remember we friends with brothers, bro. The white folks, they live in Idaho. Y'all, hey, just check the comments. Where are the racist white folks? We ain't talking about the non-racist white folks. The cool white folks. We call them beige, peach, and tan. They cool. They saving dolphins and shit. But listen, it's Ramadan. You can't even do nothing right now till the sun go down. It's Ramadan. So my brothers and my sisters, just stay away from black areas. You can't, come on. Don't you want to be down? You know what I'm saying? We got sports, we got all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But, anyways, we ain't do shit. We just here. We're just now figuring out we indigenous Black Americans. We've been told we from Africa all our damn life. So, my brothers, please make sure you shoot at the people who look like the inside of my hand and not the back of my hand. And if you see some people that look like the back of my hand, chilling with maybe one person that look like the inside of my hand, but the person from the inside of my hand act like people and look like YNs, but the back side of my hand, then that them white folks, they cool. But the rest of them folks, you can go all down south. They gonna point you in the right direction. Idaho. I don't think how many black people in Idaho. I'm just saying. So, yeah, peace. You said all those are sad.
So today I was on my way back from San Antonio, Texas. I hauled a load down there. I was on my way back and I stopped in Waco to get some diesel fuel. And I got to talking to a guy at a gas pump, talking about the high fuel prices and this and that. Well, come to find out, this guy was from Iran, and we had a long talk, and we actually did a video. I'm just going to let you guys see what he had to say about it. All right, I'm here with a guy at a gas station in somewhere in Texas. Where are we at?
Oh, we're in Waco.
Waco, Texas.
Yes.
All right. And your name is Ron, right?
Bahram.
Bahram?
Bahram Barujani. That's my name and my last name.
Okay. And
I'm
you're
from Iran. I've been here since September the 16th, 1979.
Okay.
I came here to go to school, get my degree, and go back home to Iran, so I can be with my family and help my country and build my country. But at that point, Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer, Margaret Thatcher of England, and Giscard d'Estaing of France got together. They found Ayatollah full of Crapola Khomeini, and they put him in power in Iran and destroyed my country. I haven't been able to go home for the past 26 years to see my family. I lost my mom, my dad, one of my sisters, many of my friends and my cousins, which I did not see before they passed away. And it's all because we're living under a rule of a government that is ruling the country with Sharia law, Islamic rules, which we don't want to have anything to do with. But if you have that kind of government, you have no say-so. You either die or comply.
That's right.
And when that happens, that government and their elements, they make all the money, steal all the money, and everybody else is got to have to suffer and bow to them and eat all out of trash cans.
Wow.
And today, thankfully, this time, Donald Trump decided enough is enough and answered the people of Iran. They asked, they begged, they yelled, and they screamed, come and help us. We need to get up from under this brutal, blood-sucking government. So he went. So please, be patient, people. This thing is going to work out. That government is going to be toppled. People are going to take over their country. And when those people take over that country, they are smart, they are hospitable, they are kind, and we're going to have the relation we had 48 years ago before Jimmy Carter made up this mess. And then, of course, keep that in mind. In 2009, Barack Obama could have helped get rid of these people, but he decided to give them $1.7 billion so they can sign a piece of paper that they're not going to have no nuke. And it never happened. But he got a peace prize out of it. So people, be patient. Everything's working out. The prices are going to go down. We're going to get cheap fuel, and then we're going to have a better place to travel to, go to Iran and see that old ancient country. Beautiful people, beautiful country. Long live freedom, man.
Thanks for talking with me, man.
Anytime.
Go Trump.
Yeah, go Trump, and don't let nobody tell you Islam is a peaceful country. Bring them to me, I explain to them. They have some questions to answer if they say that.
Very nice to meet you, man.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
After clearly watching this video, here is my deep critical analysis. You see, support for Iran among some Black American groups amidst current Middle East conflict is rooted in a deep history of anti-imperialist solidarity, shared narratives of opposition to Western hegemony, and strategic political alignment. You see, this support from Black people is not monolithic. It is primarily concentrated within specific political, leftist, and anti-war factions that view the US government as an oppressor, both domestically and internationally. Now, what are the reasons for support? We have the anti-imperialist solidarity. Many supporters view Iran as a nation resisting the US and Israeli imperialist interference. This perspective aligns with a third worldist ideology, where Iran is seen as a symbol of sovereignty and defiance against Western bullying. Another reason is that there is solidarity with oppressed peoples. You see, like you and your friend, you always remember those hard times when you ate lemons and ripe fruits because you didn't have money for lunch. I myself, I have a friend that we didn't have nothing. We could eat unripe mangoes with salt. That is the friend that sometimes I remember. I sit down and I remember. I say, that friend, we come from very far with him. We eat raw mangoes and salt. But the friend you eat pizzas, you almost forget them. So hard times builds a lot of memory. And that's the same thing with Black people here. You see? Historically, the Iranian government, starting with Ayatollah Khamenei in 1979, he had framed, or rather, he has framed its revolutionary ideology as supporting marginalized and disenfranchised people globally. This man was a good man, but the West called him a bad name. You see, if you want to kill a dog, give it a bad name. It has always been so. Another reason is that the concept of shared enemy paradigm. Some advocates see a direct link between the oppression of black people with the US and the actions of the US military abroad. Therefore, an enemy of the US government is often viewed as a potential ally in a broader struggle for liberation. You see? Also, we have the Palestinian connection as the last reason. You see, support for Iran is often strongly linked with solidarity for Palestine, viewing Iran as a primary defender of the Palestinian cause. That's very, very strong reasons. That's a very, very strong reason. And of course, we can't speak about the present if we can't talk about the past, right? The past creates room for the present, right? Yes, right. So here is some historical context we need to understand. In 1979, there was a Iranian hostage crisis. You see, a pivotal moment occurred shortly after the 1997 revolution, where Khomeini ordered the release of several black American hostages, specifically referring to them as oppressed, and stating that black Americans were victims of American oppression. The former supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, released black people from being hostage willingly. Get that, willingly he released them. Another reason is another historical context is we had the commemorating leaders. Iran has historically utilized anti-imperialist rhetoric that resonated with black radical circles, including commemorating Malcolm X and holding solidarity marches for black American causes. You see? There was also the 1953 coup background. There is a shared recognition among critics of US foreign policies that the current conflict stems from the 1953 US-British orchestrated coup that overthrew Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, which fostered deep resentment against the US. These people have these people have a very, very long history. Okay, there is some continued dynamics up to date. You see, the social justice vistas. During the 2020 George Floyd protests, Iran media and some students held vigils and protests in solidarity with Black Americans, a gesture noted by some activists, although critics argue this is propaganda aimed at deflecting from Iran's own internal repression. Today, you see, recent statements from groups like the Black People's Union and the Black Agenda Report reiterate that they view US aggression towards Iran as a continuation of a global war against people of color. This is very interesting. Emphasizing that they will not oppose both sides when they see one side, the US, as the primary aggressor. They have said so. You see, oppressing people of color is an attack to UN. Attack to Iran is oppression of people of color. It's true. If Iranians are in America, they are people of color. They are not white. Right? Very true, very true, very true. So I'd really love to hear your perspective on this. Let's get to listen what you think about this. See you in the next one and stay positive.